First of all, my obeisance to my Guru Padma, Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupad, Astotarashata Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvatipada Goswami Maharaj, and to Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupad, Astotarashata Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvatipada Goswami Maharaj. The lotus feet which remove all the fear of my humble obeisances. Also my obeisances to Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Swami Maharaj. And also to Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupad Stotarashata Srila Trita Goswami Maharaj. To their lotus feet, his lotus feet which remove all the fear. My obeisances to also Vishnupada Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Madhava Goswami Maharaj, so all the sannyasis present here, the present brahmacharis, the mothers, devotees immersed in the mood of Mahaprabhu, all of those gentlemen eager to listen to Hari-katha to the feet of everyone. Please accept my dandavat pranams accordingly. Today, So when the sukriti and good fortune of many lives ripens, when the sukriti and good fortune for many lives arises, then you are able to get Sadhu-sanga and Hari-katha. You get the good fortune to hear Hari-katha. Shastra explains. This human body is very rare. Why? After wandering 8,400,000 species, and finally you get this human body. But many human beings are like so-called human beings. They're only like eating, sleeping, defending, meeting, spending their life like this, but not actually human beings. Like the animals, sleeping, eating, defending, always trying to protect themselves. Also, taking care of kids. In this way, we spend so many human lives like this. We were born in jungles in Africa, like in the body of these so-called human beings, completely naked in the tribes, eating flesh and other things. You see, there are some human beings, they are so living inside this very dense jungle of Africa that even the science, which is like so advanced, hasn't even reached to them. Like they are not even known yet to the science, some tribes in Africa. They live like animals actually, these Aborigine tribes. And they have so much hatred, they are violent. So we also spend lives like this. We also were born in this kind of tribes. But if we got Sadhu-sanga in this life, certainly we have sukriti from previous lives. If we had no this sukriti and the mercy of Guru and Bhagavan, we would not be able to associate with sadhu. We wouldn't be able to get this good fortune to listen to Hari-katha. Bhagavan has made so many arrangements to us, but still we are not accepting these arrangements God made for us. Sorry. So we can bring the horses to drink water in the pond. So the water of the pond is so pure and nice. But if the horse is not thirsty, if the horse doesn't want to drink the water, is there any fruit of bringing the horse into the pond? No fruit. In the same way, Bhagavan has arranged everything for us. Which arrangements? Arrangement for us to hear Hari-katha, arrangement for us to go to the temple, to read Shastra. Everything God has arranged for us, everything. But by our great misfortune, we are not accepting all these arrangements of God. This is our real bad luck, misfortune, you know. This is our misfortune. So good. So Lord arranged for you to hear Hari-katha, to get Sadhu-sanga. You didn't come by your own will. Actually, God sent you here. He dragged you here. Who has brought you here? Actually, your sukriti from previous lives created many activities in you. That's why you're able to hear Hari-katha. So sukriti brought you to sadhu, but you're deprived from the Hari-katha. Isn't it? Sadhu-sanga is something very rare. Human being body is also very rare, but even rarer is Sadhu-sanga. This human body is very, very rare, extremely rare. But even more rare or rarer than the human body is to have the darshan of associate of God. These eternal associates of Lord, Guru Vaishnavas, to get their association is something even rarer. Why? Because lack of sukriti. So if our sukriti is nourished, the more our sukriti is nourished, then we're able to associate with sadhu. Then also we'll be able to understand what sadhu is saying with the sukriti. Because actually the Hari-katha is an aprakrita bhasha, transcendental sound, transcendental language. What Hari-katha is saying is not something from this material world. It's something from which world? From Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha Varta. Varta means the news, the message of Vaikuntha. Every day we read the newspaper. We read the newspaper every day. What is written in the newspaper? What happened? How many people died from coronavirus? Coronavirus is decreasing and increasing in which country? What happened here, there? All the news from material world are in the newspaper. But what is the Vaikuntha Varta? Message of Vaikuntha. Hari-katha of the transcendental world. Isn't it? These lilas which are happening in Goloka Vrindavan. So these lilas are given to us also in the newspaper. Which newspaper? Vaikuntha Varta. Not easy for us to understand. What is the message of Vaikuntha? Why? Because we don't have transcendental senses. So how to understand? The name, form, pastimes of Bhagavan is transcendental. Sorry. If we haven't attained also the transcendental senses, then actually we cannot understand this transcendental Hari-katha. We are hearing Hari-katha, but we are not able to understand it. Why not? We don't have the potency to grasp it, to retain it. So how to understand it? You may ask, how can I understand this message of Vaikuntha? For example, if you don't know English or you don't know Russian, two Russians are speaking to each other, will you understand if you don't understand the Russian? How come you don't understand? You don't know that language, simple that, right? So two Russian people, they are speaking to each other, okay? Can you understand what they're saying? But if you know Russian, if you know their language, then you can understand. But if you don't know their language, you have to study Russian. You have to study. Otherwise, you're just like they're laughing and you just. So why they're laughing? Why are you laughing? And why are they laughing? Something you think you understood, and so laughing these two Russian people, but you don't really know exactly why they're laughing. So in the same way, the transcendental katha of Goloka Vrindavan. How to know that? How to realize it? Bhagavan. Ears, nose, tongue, skin, hands, leg, speech, anus, genitals, and mind. How many? How many were there? 5 karmendriya, pancha-karmendriya, 5 working senses, pancha-jnanendriya, 5 knowledge acquiring senses. 11, right? So these 11 senses. By these material senses, we cannot understand the transcendental language of Vaikuntha. Understand the Hari-katha then. If when Swayam Bhagavan gives mercy, makes our senses aprakrita bat, like transcendental, then you can understand those things. Do you understand? So we must have to serve. Service. Then your 11 senses, they will become aprakrita bat, like transcendental. What is this word? Aprakrita bat. Example is like if you put on the fire, fire cannot burn anything. But if you put the iron in the fire, so the potency of burning of the fire will come to the iron. Then whatever you put the iron, it will burn. So this example is given. So the material senses become aprakrita bat, like transcendental. So just like the example of the iron, put it in the fire. So hearing Hari-katha, hearing, slowly, your senses will become like transcendental, aprakrita bat. Then you'll be able to understand the Hari-katha. So what we must do now? We must just hear. The more you listen to Hari-katha, the more you serve, the more you chant the holy names, serving the holy names slowly, what will happen to your senses? Aprakrita bat, like transcendental. This will happen. Then you can understand. Holy names is completely transcendental. The deity of Bhagavan, his Hari-katha, is completely transcendental. By hearing Hari-katha slowly, by serving holy, slowly, hearing Hari-katha, you get realization. Then you'll be able to understand. We have to do bhajan, chant holy names. Holy names is sadhana and also sadhya. Process and go. Chanting holy name slowly, slowly. Chanting holy name slowly, slowly. By the mercy of Harinam, you'll be able to attain realization. If you don't have the mercy of the holy names, you'll never be able to also chant the pure holy name Shuddhanam. So you must chant holy names. The more you chant holy names, the more you serve. You see, your all senses will become aprakrita but like transcendental. In Kali Yuga there is no other dharma, no other religion duty, only one. Chant Harinam. Give up the duplicity and hypocrisy. You must give up duplicity and hypocrisy. If you chant holy names with hypocrisy, Harinam will not give you mercy. Means you speak something outside and doing something inside. Like you're like two-faced, like you speak one thing and do another thing. So like the snake also has two tongues. So doing one thing, showing. So one mode. So what is duplicity hypocrisy? You have something in your heart, but externally you show something else. This person will never be able to chant pure Harinam. Even if you chant holy names for many lives, you will not be able to attain the wealth of Krishna Prem. Not for one life, but billions of life. If you are chanting holy names with duplicity and hypocrisy, you will not be able to attain Krishna Prema Dhan. So you have to give up duplicity and hypocrisy. You should not have duplicity and hypocrisy. You should inside outside be one. Not desire for your own name, fame, and reputation. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, inside and outside we should be one. Inside one mood and outside another mood. This is duplicity hypocrisy. What is duplicity hypocrisy? Externally, so humble, and externally, Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. But inside, duplicity hypocrisy. This will never give any benefit to you. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj told, like a person who is a thief, like a normal thief, one day he'll be able to get any benefit, like he'll be able to correct himself and like get some auspicious in his life, improve. But a person who is duplicity and hypocrisy, has duplicity and hypocrisy, this person never ever will be able to attain any auspiciousness. Speaking very sweet words on your tongue, but in your heart full of poison. Nitya-Shastra explains. You're speaking very sweet words in your mouth, right? But in your heart you have duplicity, hypocrisy. Never ever will be able to get any benefit. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is told, you should be one inside, outside. What is inside you, your behavior should be one. Then you can get the mercy of Bhagavan, you get the mercy of Guru Vaishnavas. Otherwise you can never get the mercy of Guru Vaishnavas. You must know this carefully. Do you understand? Please sit in front, Haribol. Everybody sit forward. There's a lot of place here in front. Everybody sit forward. Sit here. Come here. So the Vaishnavas say, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Patit Pavan, the savior of the fallen living entities. Chaitanya Nitai, they are called Patit Pavan, savior of the fallen, not Kapart Pavan, savior of the duplicitous, like the persons who are hypocrite. There's no place for hypocrisy. So Chaitanya Nitai, Guru Nitai, they are called Patit Pavan, they save the fallen. But those who have duplicity and hypocrisy, they will not be delivered. So it's even good to stay life after life in hell. You know, one day God will will deliver you and give mercy and some auspiciousness, but deliver you from hell. But if you have duplicity and hypocrisy, even if you are in Swargalok, Bhagavan never ever will give you mercy. So we must do bhajan. We must give up the duplicity and hypocrisy. We must give this up. You heard the Hari-katha of the death of Putana, right? Putana Moksha and Lila. She also had duplicity and hypocrisy. She was showing to be something externally, like a mother mood. But inside, she put some poison of a snake she put on her breasts. This is duplicity hypocrisy. With this duplicity and hypocrisy, you'll never be able to do Hari Bhajan, never, ever. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvatipada told, you have to give up the duplicity and hypocrisy, and then you have to do Hari Bhajan, worship God, chant holy names. The Vaishnavas, they are simple, soral, they have simplicity. How to understand who is a Vaishnava? A person who never takes shelter of duplicity and hypocrisy. Simplicity is Brahmanism. Brahmanism is Vaishnavism. Who is a Vaishnava? A person who is simple. A person who is not simple. A person who is complicated or... Sorry, complicated like how do you say in English? Crooked. Yes, a person who is crooked. Actually, he's full of sin in his heart. Those who are simple can understand the philosophy of Mahaprabhu. It's not enough to say, oh, I belong to Mahaprabhu, I belong to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not enough just to say it. You have to follow the conceptions and the behaviors set out by Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu told how to be simple. You know, like the Brahmana in his heart is simple. So what is a Brahmana? Who is a Brahmana? The Brahmanas, they are simple. And those who are not Brahmana, they are crooked or hypocrites, and we have to give up the quality of being Shudra and we have to accept the quality of being Brahmana. From being a Brahmana, then we can go more up, like further, to be a Vaishnava. So the Paramahamsa Vaishnavas, they are always simple. They don't have any kind of crookedness or... You know, why does Krishna play the flute? Have you heard the sound of the flute? So the sound of the flute is so beautiful. And why the flute is so beautiful, it sounds? Because the flute inside is completely empty. Isn't it? The sound is flute. Sorry, the flute is empty, shallow. It's not shallow, like hollow inside. So we also must make our heart very simple, free of lust, anger, all these things. Then we'll be able to hear the sound of the flute. Yesterday I told Krishna is playing the flute in Vrindavan. You go to Sevakunja. If you go to Sevakunja after 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. in Sevakunja in Vrindavan, not even any monkey stay there. So after the evening puja, pujari goes out. Then no one stays in Sevakunja after that time. Not even the monkeys. If somebody wants to stay to see if it's true, so if somebody stays there in Sevakunj and challenges and wants to see what's going on there in the nighttime, next day the person appears dead or completely lunatic, crazy, mad. So this is true. If you go to Vrindavan just today, just now, they will have our temple, Rupsananda Gauriya Mat. Very close by is Sevakunj. What is going on in the Sevakunja? Radharani and Krishna, they are performing Ras-lila with the gopis. Until nowadays, Krishna is playing the flute there. Gopis are dancing. It's called nitya-rasa. Do you understand? Nitya-rasa is going on there. No one can stay there. Only Krishna and his associates, the gopis. So many people would want to challenge to see if it's true. So they want to see the Ras-lila. But then they appear dead or completely mad. Like they die or they become mad. Why I'm saying this? And so nowadays Krishna is doing Rasa in Vrindavan, playing the flute. Shastra explains. Krishna plays the flute, he's calling all the gopis, playing his flute. Krishna is performing Ras-lila with the gopis. But who can see the Ras-lila? Who is qualified to see the Ras-lila? Who can see the Ras-lila? Those who have transcendental bodies, those who have the body of a gopi, those who are simple. Then slowly they get this transcendental body. They get the transcendental body slowly. Do you understand? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur told, this kirtan is very beautiful. I'm just speaking briefly. Dekhte dekhte means doing bhajan slowly. Our gross material body slowly will go down, or will go away, and then your transcendental divine body will be attained. Doing bhajan slowly, adusrada, sadhu-sanga, bhajana karyanata, nivriti, nista, ruchi, ashakti, bhava, prem, all this, until stage of bhav. Anyway, then your gross body will be given up, and then your transcendental body will come. Just like, a snake also sheds its skin. Snake sheds its skin. Then the snake's coming outside. The same way, doing bhajan slowly. When you attain a very high position, then you attain your Siddha Deha and you can enter the Leelas of God. Externally you can see the material body, but actually the person has already attained his Atma Sarir. And with the Atma Sarir, the person is serving Bhagavan and entering the Ras-lila. There are many confidential things about this, how this is happening and how they are going. Actually cannot see God with our material body, and not Ras-lila also not possible. So doing bhajan slowly means we have to do sadhana and then attain the transcendental body. You already have with you. This transcendental body. You have with you. It's not coming from outside. You already have it with you now. Inside this gross body, you have that transcendental body already. But now I cannot understand it. But slowly, slowly it will manifest. By the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, you have it. Just like, mustard seed. The mustard seed. Inside the mustard seed, all the plant is there, like leaves, everything. But if you put the mustard seed in the soil, then it will sprout. It will sprout. Then a beautiful plant will come and it will grow, even give the fruit, the flowers, the fruits. But if you cut in the middle the mustard seed, you cannot see all these plants and leaves inside. So in the same way, we have the gross body. Inside the gross body, there's another body called subtle body. Inside the subtle body, it's the body of the soul. You already have everything. Nothing comes from outside. Hearing Hari-katha, chanting holy names slowly, slowly, all these will manifest. By the mercy of Gurudev, all these will come. So by the mercy of Gurudeva, your transcendental body will manifest. You have to do bhajan. You have to chant holy names. I don't want to take more time. It's already midday. Maharaj will also speak Hari-katha. Chant holy names without duplicity and hypocrisy, okay? You have to be without duplicity and hypocrisy. When that state will come, that I will be without duplicity and hypocrisy. When this day will come to me, then I'll be able to understand, otherwise never ever it will be possible. I told before, even if you chant holy names for thousands and millions of lives, if you have duplicity and hypocrisy, you'll never be able to attain the wealth of Krishna Prem. I don't speak of one life, billions of lives. If you're chanting with duplicity and hypocrisy, you'll never be able to attain. But in one day you can attain. The day you have no duplicity and hypocrisy, in one day you can attain. So how we should be simple towards Lord. If you are simple, you can get everything and understand everything. The more you're simple, you'll be able to realize about God. If you're not simple, you'll never be able to understand God. So what you must do? Become simple. So before I told what is to be simple? Whatever is inside. So whatever you have inside, that thing you speak out. Whatever you speak out, that thing you must have inside. So if one thing, what is inside is different from what is you're putting out, and what is you're putting out is different from what is inside, then this is not possible. Antara bahire samabhya bahar. This is a Bhaktivinoda Thakur song. Antara bahire, inside outside, samabhya bahar, same behavior, same expression inside outside. Then I'll be able to amani manada, does not hanker from my own name, fame, reputation, and give all respect to others. Give the uludwani very loudly. Please, those who are in the back, sit in front, because there's space in front. There's so many people crowded in the back, but you can come in front, there's so much space. Come.